Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rahah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and that teach well through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Wa Shalom, my Barakim to the elect, beginning with the end. Salaki. Wa Barakim to the hopeful elect, beginning with 144,000, which are scattered abroad and in every place, redeeming the time and ready to be saved. Shalom. Alright, as you can see right here on this this title right here, it says no word on potential suspect after mass shooting. Well, there was a mass shooting, right, that took place in Edmond, Oklahoma, and when I don't want to play any of it. It's pretty much happened at a let me see something. Okay, it was at a lake in Edmond, Oklahoma. Yeah, it was at a lake. Alright. And they said there was no potential suspect, but this was 2 days ago. But as of late, they did find the suspect. And this is him right here. This guy, this Jake. The dreadhead. I guess his name is Jalen Davis. And that's why these YNs gotta go, man. They ain't nothing but a degenerate plant. With this degenerate behavior must be cleansed away, man. Alright? These type of jakes are not accepted, man. We fucking hate these type of jakes. And that's just real, We're not here to sugarcoat, man. We do not like, just because he's an Israelite, man, that don't mean shit. Okay? So we don't come in that love everybody spirit like these anti-Christians do. All right? They have to go. These young YNs like this, bugged out Jakes, they have to go, man. And matter of fact, let me get the scripture real quick. All right, and I don't want to make this too long. This is Isaiah the first chapter. Okay, this is Isaiah 1 and 21. It says, how is the faithful city becoming harlot? Right. It said, it was full of judgment. Righteousness lounged in it. But now murderers. There you go. Full of murderers, man. Alright? And this is what we see every day. Jake quick to murder. Matter of fact, and most of the time it be their own people. It be their own people most of the time. other Israelites. And I believe it was a woman that got because many was injured, and but I think it was one woman that was killed. One was sent to the spiritual realm, man. But yeah, like the scriptures say, how is the faithful city becoming harlot? And as faithful, the city is talking about the people, right? It said it was full of judgment, righteous lodged in it, but now murderers, right? And the scriptures talk about how this generation is worse than the past generations. This generation of Israelites is worse than the past generation of Israelites. All right, and matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Prove that. Read Jeremiah 16. Okay, yep. Jeremiah 16, and I start at 10. It said, "And it shall come to pass, right, when thou shalt show this people all these words," right, and then hey, yeah. After we showed it, hey, that's why the Yahweh Shah said, "The end shall come when this gospel shall be preached in all the world, for a witness unto the Gentiles." The nations. Alright? It says, "And they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us?" Right. Or, what is our iniquity? Or, what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our power? That's right. "Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, said the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law." Right. And it says, "And ye have done worse than your fathers." There you go. You see? So this proves that this is the worst generation ever of Israelites. It said, "And ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me." You see? So that's why you Israelites is finna get a great punishment, a great recompense from Yahweh Shema Shai, because hey, you, like the scripture say, you're doing worse than your fathers. Alright? Every time y'all came back, you get worse. Alright? And in this time, you just you exceeded the wickedness that you did in the past. Alright? And that's scary, because that's what you was called back to this earth to do. Like Yahweh Shah said, to fill up the measure of your fathers. That's what you was here to do. Yahweh Shah said it. Fill up then the measure of your fathers. Y'all was called to this earth just to do that, just so y'all can be destroyed. All right, let me read that again from 11. It said, "Then shall thou," verse 10, it said, "And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee," right, "Wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against our power. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, said the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have kept not my law. You see? So, and you got Israelites till this day still not regarding the law. You know? So, and that's what we telling these people. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna be saved or we know we can't keep the law perfectly. That's not what it's about. But the scriptures say that we will rehearse the righteous acts. You got these anti-Christians and the Israelites just don't believe in the law, that the law is done away with. They believe that the law is done away with. All right? You don't have to eat pork. You don't have to eat shrimp. All right? You don't have to commit adultery. All right? That's not hard to not keep. All right? Then it says, verse 12, and ye have done worse than your fathers. Man. You know? So that's why the Lord is finna bring such a great judgment upon you Israelites, man. You know? Y'all done worse than your fathers. You see? So going back to this right here, it said it was a mass shooting which a Jake performed, you know, in Edmond, Oklahoma. And Edmond, Oklahoma is supposed to be the Edomite part of town, of the state. You know, out here in Edmond, you know, this is what they call the suburbs. It's not the ghetto. You ain't gonna see a lot of Jakes out here, man. It's a lot of Edomite. This is where the Edomites dwell. Okay, and that's what I wanted to touch on, is that because I believe it was the chief, he talked about how you know, this is one of the safest cities in Oklahoma. All right, and what the Spirit want me to bring out is that here pretty soon it's not gonna be a such thing. That's gonna be in the past. Here pretty soon there will be no safe cities, none. You know, there will be no safe cities in Babylon the Great. No matter where you go, there will be no safe cities. So like it. Yeah, Salaki. Well, yeah, there will be no safe cities remaining. You know, I believe that's let me see. Salaki, bear with me. Okay, yeah. What's that? Isaiah 24. It's gonna be like these movies that watch. Movies like Mad Max. All right, The Purge. All right, there will be no more safety. All right. The scripture talk about how terror be on all sides. Roughly paraphrasing that. That terror will be on all sides. Let me get Isaiah 24 and verse 11. It says, there is a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. What land is it talking about? America, Babylon the Great. It says, in the city is left the desolation. You see that? That's all that's going to be left. All right? Ain't going to be no safe cities. Or the safest city over here or over there. No. All is going to be the same. Unsafe. Everywhere you go, it's going to be unsafe. All right? Everywhere you go, it's going to be unsafe, man. Okay? It says, in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. All right, let me get, what's that, Amos? One of my favorites, man. This is Amos chapter 5 and 19. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. All right? In other words, there will be no escape. No escape in this judgment, no matter where you go. All right? You can run from a bear, you can flee from a lion, and a bear is going to be, like, no matter where you go, there is going to be evil found there. All right? Get a precept for this scripture in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 11. 11. All right, this is Jeremiah 11, verse 11. It says, therefore thus said the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them. Who? You Israelites. All right, which they shall not be able to escape. And it's talking about everyone. All right, not just the Israelites, but especially you Israelites. It said, therefore thus said the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. So no matter where you go, you ain't gonna be able to escape this evil. All right, this judgments. He said, and though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. So he's not gonna save you out of your situation, out of your situation. Okay, because like the chief said, he said, hey, this is one of the safest city, and like I said, this is where the Edomites dwell. This is the suburbish part of the city, of the state. All right, one of them. All right, and these Edomites are hey, we're watching how the tables are turning. The Edomites, they're not safe anymore. the curses are coming upon them. All right? And it's beautiful to see, to witness. You know? Let's go back to Isaiah 24. All right, this is Isaiah 24. Verse 4, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth languish. Who is that talking about? The Edomites. Alright? That's the hardy people of the earth. And they do languish. Alright? This is a good example of that. And the curses is being turned upon them. And this is just the beginning of what's going to happen in the near future. You know, the scripture talk about a people shall raise up against another, having swords in their hand. You know, you're going to have these Edomites, these Jakes coming up, rising up against Esau. These Edomites, these so-called white people, man. You know, you got these Jakes, these niggas out here talking about, nah, I'm out hollering about the outside, and you know, hey, here pretty soon, hey, it ain't gonna be safe outside. They ain't gonna be hollering that shit then. You know, it's finna get real ugly out here. You know, the Lord finna show His face, and you people ain't finna. It's finna get uncomfortable for these people out here. You know? But, you know, you got judgments like this going out every day. You know, mass shootings. You know? And that's nothing but the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. We know this. It's not just something that's happening. You know, this is the Lord, what you call the spirit of vengeance. And the Lord is beginning to, because the gates of mercy are closing. And once it completely closed, that's why you're going to have all out judgment. Because that's when the gates of mercy will be closed, shut. You see? And that's closing. So, hey, the Lord is ramping up. He's warming up, ramping up judgment, man, upon you people. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want to play this, but yeah, man. The Lord He's turning up the heat. You know, and the world can feel it. The people can feel it. Alright, all we gotta do is stay focused and stay in the strong tower. Alright, so with that, Lord is edifying. Until next time, I say shalom.